Hi, I'm Nancy Critcher-White for ENT645 at Western Carolina University, and this is an extended pitch for local bookstores to carry the Asheville Hustle series for E.D. White, independent author. So why is it a good idea to carry it in a local shop? Well, we have a great tourist industry and we have a huge buy local culture in our area. So in 2016, Buncombe County attracted 10.9 million visitors, and those visitors spent $1.9 billion. And they're often looking for something that's going to remind them of their trip to Asheville. Asheville Hustle has Asheville right in the name. So we think these books will absolutely fly off the shelves, specifically because in this urban fantasy genre, these mythical things are set in this modern setting. So a lot of the places in the book are places that the tourists or locals go often and will recognize. So who is E.D. White? Well, he's an indie author and publisher who lives here in Asheville. He's had a successful run as a ghostwriter for other authors, as well as publishing some nonfiction things, technical writing, things like that. He introduced Asheville Hustle in the urban fantasy genre and published the first book at the end of June and is on par to publish a second book in the series at the end of August. So this is the first book on your left. You see Asheville Hustle Book 1, The Sighted, which has been receiving great reviews, and we had a local book opening here in town. And then Book 2 is to be released again at the end of August. Slightly different, same genre, same story, different lens, called The Legbreaker. So these are the three types of ideal clients that we've seen for the book series. And while the ebook readers, of course, doesn't appeal to you as a local bookseller, the paperback readers and the WNC buy local art supporters definitely should. So I'm sure you see both of these groups in your store all the time. And the urban fantasy genre, a lot of those folks in my market research are consuming more than 10 books per year. So they are avid readers and they love a good series. Here's some of the quotes from our Amazon reviews, and I just want to read a couple because these are so great. These quotes are unsolicited and folks that E.D. White does not know. So I made sure to pull quotes from folks that didn't know him prior to reading the book. So the first one, holy cow, what a surprise he turned out to be. This book from the very beginning is completely out of the norm. The protagonists are not such good guys. The lifestyle is violent, gangster-like, and very wild. The storyline is based on the lives of Asheville's Albanian mob who manages to keep the peace with the large contingency of vampires. There is nothing in this book that is expected of an urban fantasy. Nothing. It takes a few pages, but when it finally does get you, it grabs you and just doesn't let go. You just have to know what's going to happen to the characters you've come to care about, criminals or not. The next one, really fun read, especially for Asheville residents. Happy Jacks, the Jackson Building, and many local breweries are featured. Cool fight scenes galore, not exactly what I expected, but in a good way. Not much in the way of vampire gore. And then the last one, you have created something here that is so fantastically outside the box that you deserve the highest kudos I can give. And as you look at these quotes, you can tell it's someone who reads urban fantasy a lot. They've even abbreviated urban fantasy as UF. And then somebody who bought it because of that local interest, being an Asheville resident and wanted to read about local places. So seeing both of the demographics there. In 2017 online print book sales, the number 9 book sales came from indie and self-publishing authors. So there's definitely a push towards folks who are self-published, and I've definitely seen that even here locally. You see a lot of folks who do the print-on-demand option or who are doing a run of a book and then selling it locally. And then when you add the intrigue and novelty of a local option to your shelves, you have both the buy local enthusiast and tourists alike who are really drawn to that Asheville Hustle brand popping off the shelves in your shop. And of course, pricing and distribution. You want to make sure you're getting a good price and can get a good cut in this, as it's going to take up some shelf space. So the paperback books are selling to consumers for around $10. That can be adjusted. It's not something that's printed on the book, but they have been sold for $10. A.D. White has sold to one Western North Carolina book dealer for local distribution, and wholesale pricing is determined by the number of copies that you purchase. So we can work out the details of what that number would be, but we can definitely work on getting that down. You wouldn't be paying $10 a book. Consignment arrangements can also be considered, and we would love to do local book signings within your shop if you'd like, and that can be arranged with co-branding, and I can coordinate all the event marketing on that. So that is it in a nutshell. We'd love to be able to be on the shelves in your shop. Thank you so much for considering us and considering Asheville Hustle as a brand for you to carry. If you want to consider having the book on your shelves, just contact us at books@ashevillehustle.com. And I know I threw out some stats, and I have some good references. If you want to peruse the presentation, I'll email it to you. Thanks so much.